In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That first line of Genesis has stirred awe for thousands of years. It is a powerful, simple declaration, a profound truth that speaks of a beginning, a creator, and a purposeful origin to everything we see around us. But today, alongside this ancient story, modern science offers its own vision of beginnings. Scientists speak of the Big Bang, a moment nearly 14 billion years ago when time, space, matter, and energy burst into existence. Imagine that. The entire universe, every star, planet, and atom, emerging from an unimaginably dense, hot point, expanding and unfolding into the vast cosmos we observe today. Two stories, one ancient faith, one modern discovery. Could they both be true? Could the God of Genesis be the same divine force behind the Big Bang? Could the "let there be light," spoken by God, be reflected in that brilliant cosmic flash that birthed the universe? This question invites us into a place of awe and wonder, because the more we learn about the cosmos, the more mysterious and astonishing it becomes. Science reveals a universe governed by precise laws and fine-tuned constants, so perfectly balanced that even the smallest change would make life impossible. For some, these wonders point to a grand design, a creator's hand. For others, they represent the vast unknown, mysteries still waiting to be unraveled. Yet whether one sees divine design or cosmic coincidence, the beginning of the universe inspires the same feeling, a profound sense of awe at the mystery of existence. And this mystery is not just about how it all started, but why. Why is there something rather than nothing? Why does the universe follow such beautiful order? What is the purpose behind this grand cosmic tapestry? Today, we embark on a journey to explore how faith and science together tell a story about the beginning of everything. A story of origin, order, beauty, and wonder. We'll dive into ancient wisdom and cutting-edge discoveries. We'll ask the deepest questions humans have ever asked. Where did we come from? Why does the universe exist? And what might this mean for us? As the universe continues to expand, so too does our understanding, reaching beyond what we can see or measure, toward a truth that touches both the heart and the mind. The beginning is more than a moment in time. It's a doorway to wonder, inviting us to glimpse the infinite creativity and power behind all things. And through that glimpse, we may find not only answers, but a profound connection to the source of all life itself. And this truth, it may begin with a spark, a moment, both scientific and sacred, when everything began. Nearly 14 billion years ago, scientists believe the universe burst into existence in a flash of unimaginable energy, a moment now called the Big Bang. In that instant, time was born, space unfolded, matter and energy danced into being. The cosmos as we know it began to stretch and expand. But here's what's fascinating. Genesis tells us, "Let there be light." And science, too, begins with light, the blinding glow of the universe's first breath. Could it be that what science calls the Big Bang, faith calls creation? Imagine a single point, no width, no depth, only infinite potential. Then in an instant everything changed. Time began. Space stretched. Energy exploded. Matter was born. Scientists call this the Big Bang, the very genesis of the cosmos. But people of faith hear something ancient in that eruption. Let there be light. Light, not just as photons or particles, but as a divine command. As the universe burst into being, light was its first signature. Not a gentle flicker, but a flood of radiance rushing across a newborn cosmos. Could the Big Bang be the physical echo of God's first spoken word? When he said, "Let there be light," was that not just a poetic phrase, but the literal ignition of the universe? This light wasn't just illumination. It was structure, order, information. From chaos came clarity, and through that light, every future star, every swirling galaxy, every living soul would find its origin. To science, it was a quantum singularity erupting into rapid expansion. To faith, it was the breath of God calling existence into harmony. And in that harmony, we glimpse the mystery that what modern physics observes. Ancient scripture already proclaimed. Light came first, then everything else followed. But that cosmic flash, what we call the Big Bang, wasn't a simple explosion. It was something far more mysterious. In less than a trillionth of a second, the universe didn't just grow, it inflated. Like a balloon blown up faster than physics should allow, space itself stretched beyond comprehension. To scientists, this moment is known as inflation, a period when the cosmos expanded exponentially, faster than the speed of light. Galaxies that would one day form were pushed apart before even atoms could exist. But what could spark such instant expansion? What could stretch nothing into something so vast? Some say it's the fluctuation of a quantum field. Others describe it through complex equations. But people of faith might call it something simpler: the breath of God. Just as God breathed life into Adam, perhaps he breathed into the void, stretching the formless into structure, chaos into cosmos. Inflation laid the groundwork. It smoothed the wrinkles of nothingness. It set the stage for stars, for planets, for us. From a fraction of a second came the foundation of eternity. Now let's talk about the four fundamental forces. As the infant universe cooled, it began to settle. From that early fireball of raw energy emerged order. Four fundamental forces that would govern the behavior of all creation: gravity, electromagnetism, the strong nuclear force, and the weak nuclear force. Each one plays a distinct and vital role. Gravity shapes the orbits of planets and binds galaxies together. Electromagnetism governs light, chemistry, and life itself. The nuclear forces bind atoms at their core, allowing matter to exist at all. But here's the awe-inspiring part. These forces are perfectly balanced. A tiny change in their strength, even by a fraction, and the universe as we know it would be impossible. Stars wouldn't form. Life couldn't exist. Everything would either collapse or fly apart. Scientists call this fine-tuning. People of faith call it design. Could this delicate balance be the result of random chance? Or do these forces whisper of a creator, a mind behind the math, a hand behind the harmony? As Job once marveled, he suspends the earth over nothing. Indeed, these invisible forces are what hold the cosmos together, unseen but essential. Just like the Spirit of God hovering over the waters in Genesis, unseen yet active, shaping the future. These forces are not just physical laws. They are the framework of a story crafted with precision, purpose, and perhaps love. But not everything in the early universe was balanced. For every particle of matter that formed, an equal particle of antimatter appeared. When they met, they annihilated one another in a flash of pure energy. By all accounts, it should have been a perfect tie. Nothing left behind but light. But somehow, against all odds, matter won. By the tiniest margin, a billionth of a difference, more matter than antimatter survived. That razor-thin imbalance became the foundation for stars, galaxies, and life. For us, was it a cosmic accident, or something more? In Scripture, we read how God brings order out of chaos, how light overcomes darkness. In this moment of imbalance, some might hear echoes of that same divine principle, a purposeful tilt, a chosen path, a universe that from its earliest breath was designed not just to exist, but to live. Roughly 3 minutes after the universe's fiery beginning, the temperature dropped just enough for protons and neutrons to combine. In that brief window, the first atomic nuclei formed: hydrogen, helium, and traces of lithium. These were the universe's building blocks, forged in the heat of creation. It's astonishing how precise the conditions had to be. If the universe had cooled too quickly, atoms wouldn't form. Too slowly, and everything would dissolve back into radiation. But instead it was just right. As if the universe had been tuned to bake the ingredients of everything to come. Hydrogen, the simplest element, would go on to fuel stars. Helium would emerge in their cores. And out of these humble beginnings, the periodic table would one day bloom. Scripture tells us that, by the word of the Lord, the heavens were made, their starry host, by the breath of his mouth. That breath, that divine command, seems to echo in this moment of elemental birth. What seems like nuclear physics is also poetry, a quiet miracle. Out of a chaotic blaze, order. Out of subatomic storms, the seeds of stars, water, and life itself. From dust we were formed, and this is that dust. The story of matter is not just science, it is sacred. These elements, born in a whisper after creation's roar, are the same elements in our bodies, our bones, our breath. We are, in every sense, made of stardust, but also made by design. This was not random. This was not luck. This was the beginning of a masterpiece. Once the universe cooled and the light of the cosmic microwave background was released, the stage was set for structure to emerge. But the early universe was not a smooth, uniform expanse. It had tiny imperfections, slight differences in density. These tiny ripples, frozen into the fabric of space by inflation and visible in the cosmic microwave background, became the seeds of everything. Gravity began to do its quiet work. It pulled matter toward those denser regions, drawing hydrogen and helium together. Over millions of years, these clouds of gas collapsed, heated, and ignited. The first stars were born, titanic furnaces of light and heat illuminating the cosmos. They were massive, short-lived, and powerful, fusing hydrogen into helium and creating the heavier elements that would one day form planets, oceans, and life. Stars gathered into vast families, galaxies. These swirling cities of stars formed the grand structure of the universe. Some formed elegant spirals, others were irregular or elliptical. Billions of them, each containing billions of stars, danced across the expanding cosmos. And here, again, Scripture speaks. He determines the number of the stars and calls them each by name. Psalm 147, verse 4. This is not just poetry. It's profound. The vastness of space can feel cold and indifferent, but the Bible insists, what is vast to us? is known intimately by God. He knows every star, every light in the sky is accounted for. Nothing is lost in the immensity. As stars lived and died, they enriched the universe. Some exploded as supernovae, scattering elements across space. Others collapsed into black holes. But in this cosmic life cycle, a pattern emerged, a balance of birth and death, creation and renewal. Out of this divine rhythm, the building blocks of life would be sown. Earth itself, one day, would be made of stardust, the ash of ancient stars carried on the breath of God. Galaxies became more than astronomical structures. They became cathedrals of light, echoing both the physical laws and the spiritual awe of their creator. But much of the universe is hidden. Galaxies move in ways we can't explain. Something invisible holds them together, dark matter. Though it cannot be seen or touched, dark matter makes up most of the matter in the universe. Without it, galaxies would fall apart, their stars flung into empty space. We know it's there by the way it tugs on what we can see. It shapes the structure of the cosmos. It binds galaxies like scaffolding, and yet we do not know what it is. Some might see this as frustrating, but to those of faith, it is also deeply moving. Dark matter reminds us that not all truth is visible. Not everything real can be measured. In Hebrews we read, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Just as dark matter is unseen but powerful, so too is the presence of God, working behind the veil, holding things together, unseen but not absent. In a way, dark matter is a modern parable, a mystery that humbles us, a silent force that keeps the cosmos intact, and maybe, just maybe, a physical echo of a spiritual truth, that the most essential things are often the ones we cannot see. Let's talk about the force of dark energy. Stranger still, the universe isn't just expanding, it's accelerating. Something called dark energy is driving galaxies apart faster and faster. This force, invisible and mysterious, now dominates the cosmos. It's as if space itself is infused with energy, stretching, expanding, pressing outward with unstoppable momentum. Even after galaxies formed and stars were born, the universe revealed one more astonishing surprise: a rapid, accelerating push from within. Dark energy makes up nearly 70% of the entire universe. We cannot see it, touch it, or fully explain it. And yet its influence is undeniable. It acts like a kind of anti-gravity, pulling galaxies away from each other and inflating the very fabric of space. If left unchecked, it could one day scatter the stars so far apart that even light could no longer travel between them, leaving the universe cold, dark, and alone. But what exactly is dark energy? To scientists, it is the greatest unsolved mystery in modern cosmology, a force with no known origin, no clear mechanism, and no visible form, a puzzle with missing pieces. But to people of faith, this mystery may carry deeper meaning. In Scripture, God is not portrayed as a distant architect who built the universe and then stepped away. He is described as a present sustainer, active, involved, and constantly upholding his creation. Hebrews 1:3 says, "He upholds the universe by the word of his power," not just a past action, but an ongoing force, a divine energy still at work. Could dark energy be a faint echo of that sustaining power? Psalm 104:30 tells us, "When you send forth your spirit, they are created, and you renew the face of the ground." That renewal, that stretching and sustaining, may still be happening, even now, on a cosmic scale beyond imagination. Perhaps what science observes as dark energy is, in some mysterious way, a shadow of God's continuing command. Let there be. The universe then is not just expanding, it is responding to a divine impulse, to a word that was spoken in the beginning, and has never stopped speaking. This means the story of creation is not finished. It's still unfolding. The same God who ignited the stars may still be present in the silent stretch of space, still moving galaxies with unseen hands. Dark energy challenges what we think we know, but it also invites awe. It reminds us that not all power is visible, and not everything can be measured. Like the Spirit of God hovering over the waters in Genesis, perhaps dark energy is one more reminder. The universe is not abandoned, it is alive, expanding not into emptiness, but into the purpose of its creator. The more we learn, the deeper the mystery grows. Whether you see it as divine design or as the unfolding result of cosmic forces we have yet to understand, the story of the universe inspires a profound sense of awe, a vastness that challenges everything we think we know. Science reveals astonishing truths. Galaxies speeding apart faster than ever before, space itself stretching with a mysterious force we call the dark energy. Something invisible, inexplicable, yet undeniably real. To many, it's the greatest puzzle of our time, a powerful reminder that there is still so much we don't understand about the cosmos. But perhaps the most important question isn't just how the universe began, or even what it is made of. It's why. What is the purpose behind this grand design? Why does this immense accelerating universe exist at all? For those who believe, this purpose is clear. A divine creator who sustains and holds everything together, a presence woven into every atom and every ray of starlight, continuously renewing creation with power and intention. For those who look through a different lens, this mystery invites wonder, a humbling awareness that beneath the science, beneath the equations, lies something vast, unknown, and infinitely complex. A cosmic story still unfolding, full of surprises that push the boundaries of human understanding. So whether you see the universe as the work of a loving God, or as a breathtaking cosmic mystery waiting to be solved, one thing remains true. The heavens declare a glory beyond words, and the story is far from over. This unfolding cosmic story calls us all to question, to marvel, and to seek meaning in the silence between the stars. Because in the end, the universe is not just expanding, it is inviting us to expand with it. And you are part of this incredible story.